sometimes people let us go. They dismiss us. They break up with us or just end a relationship, and we like can't get over it. We just linger with it. We carry it with us, and we continually question it. I can't believe they got away, or they let me go, or they don't care. And it always comes after the initial breakup. Like there's a breakup, and then there's an emotional breakup, and the emotional breakup actually happens much later than the verbal one. The emotional one comes when there's something symbolic that happens, or you see something on Facebook and it becomes very clear to you, my God, they don't care anymore. Like they have let go. And when you come to that realization, that means you have to let go too. If you don't, you'll turn bitter and life will stop and you'll live in the past. And that's a terrible place to be. And I don't want it for any of you who are listening to this. So how do you do it? It's not magic, but you do have to practice it. And I'm going to give you some skills that I want you to start doing now that are part of the practice. Talking to a therapist is always going to help. And the reason is because that therapist is objective, and they're going to get you through another door that's actually going to be healing for you. If you do it by yourself, it's going to take longer. You can still do it, but it just won't be as easy. And you may not grow to the depth with the insight that you would if you saw a therapist. So the first one, once you decide, once it becomes real to you, stick to your decision. When I say stick to it, then you have a line in the sand, and no matter what, you say quotes every day, you just repeat when you want to go check on them, or want to go and try and do something so they'll notice you, you stop yourself. Having a good friend at this point is really good, and that you tell them, if I get that urge, I'm going to call you, please tell me no. And at that point, have the other friend help hold you grounded to your boundary. Secondly, do not give a second chance. Second chances are for committed relationships. They're not for somebody who left you and who you know who is already over you. There are no second chances in this situation, and that's actually to your benefit, so don't go back. Thirdly, respond to the situation. So many times when you're in a relationship, you hold back. You don't say what you were going to say. You numb your feelings. You kind of sweep stuff under the rug. You don't do the things that bring you joy or that make you feel alive and heard. This is the time to do it. What projects have you put on the shelf and not done? What have you been waiting to do when you were with someone? If you do start dating again during this interim, make sure you don't date like that old person. Make sure from the very beginning you realize and you react to what you're feeling at the time you're feeling it. Do not allow yourself to go back in that shell of that old relationship. You can't stop loving somebody overnight, so do not expect a miracle. This won't happen overnight, and it shouldn't, you know it? Because if it did, it would mean you were denying. The fact that it takes a while means you are capable of really loving, of really attaching, and that's a healthy sign. So don't chide yourself for it. Don't beat yourself up. Rather, accept it. It's part of what it is, and let it be at that. It's okay, but just know that. Tell yourself, forgive yourself. It's not going to happen quickly. It's not going to happen overnight. Then work on forgiving yourself. You have to forgive yourself because you won't be able to forgive them until you forgive yourself. How do you forgive yourself? You tell yourself, maybe they gave you mixed messages. Maybe they led you on. Maybe you were so giving or so fearful of being alone that you enabled bad things to happen. Once you are able to say, I am a human and I screw up. I make mistakes. I made a mistake and it's okay. Once you can enter that, then you can start allowing them some forgiveness, some mercy. Because you know what? You make mistakes, so do they. It's all part of life, and we all We all are fallible. In relationships in all aspects of our life, it's better you get clear and okay with that right now. Surround yourself with people who do love you. I can't say that enough. That can be 2 people and your dog. That can be 10 people, a big family, and 5 dogs. It doesn't matter. You need to be surrounded by love. So make sure that you enact that whole tribe or that whole network now. It's a wonderful time to get together with the people that love you so they can reflect back to you who you really are. You're going to start feeling more normal quicker. And lastly, be strong enough to move on. Yeah, it's an act of courage because you know what? Fear is staying stuck. Being brave is being fearful, but deciding to move forward. You're going to be brave now. You're going to move forward. And you know, every heart that is ever loved has been rejected and had to experience this to some extent. So you're not alone. But this is on you and you have to get through it.